Good evening and welcome to Letters from the Light Side. My name is Annie Conboy and this is my channeled guidance from the guides who look after me and the information they want to give us for the week ahead and the energy that we're working in. I hope that you enjoy this. It's not an individual readings session, it is about the guidance. So I hope you can take something from whatever's been said. And I'm just going to mess about with my light. Hey ho! I try and get it right every week, but technically I somehow always miss the spot. But anyway, that's what this week's been about. The light. It's very difficult when we've got shadow and darker stuff happening around us. It's very difficult to unplug and to say, no, I'm not going to get caught up in that. I'm a conscious being and I'm just doing what I can to make my bit of the world, my bit, a bit lighter. So you might have found actually that you've had one or two up and down days. Might have felt like, oh yeah, this is a great day, and then the next day, oh, I'm so exhausted. We're in a run of energy that's all about the prepping us for the future. And I know I have said this from my guides in the past. What we're trying to do is to find a balance, a point of balance, and to accept that even if it looks like everything's running against us, actually in the background things are working themselves out. Sorry, I'm smiling because Rafe's here with me tonight and he's just going, give him hell, girl. That's because I've got my orange flame scarf on. Thank you, Gwen. And yes, this is a time to really focus on your sacral chakra, on the sense of I am, because it is easy to get yourself swamped and to be washed over with all the competing energies and the turbulence that's outside the front door. Maybe sometimes turbulence inside the front door. We are being called upon to try to be our authentic selves. And you might have found that that's been a bit challenged this week. Maybe people not believing you being your authentic self, maybe reacting to the things that you're expressing, maybe reacting negatively to what you're saying or what you're doing. And it's kind of trying to remember to roll with it. If they're in the shadows, you don't have to go into their shadows. It's their shadows to deal with. It's their lack of light. So it has been a little bit of a demanding week. So you might find that what you need is a bit of self-nourishment. I always use crystals. I love crystals. And I found myself this week very much directing people to rose quartz for self-love, directing people to citrine for abundance. Again, it's to help us to recognize I am, and I've been playing a beautiful piece of music by Jonathan Goldman called The Divine I Am. That's been in my meditations, that's been in my healings that I've been doing. It's really about emphasizing that I am here, I'm on the earth, I've come with a mission. Even if I don't know that mission, I'm here and I'm taking part in my life. Recognizing that I have a life and recognizing that it's my choices and it's for me to steer myself in a positive direction. So we're still clearing dream-wise. You may also have been finding bits of past life stuff popping in. We carry past life information in our 8th chakra. My guides, Rafe calls it Stella Gateway. That's our link to the universal flow. It's the first chakra outside of the body, sitting in the aura. And it reminds us that there's a divine, that it reminds us that there are non-physical beings. It reminds us that we've got many lives, and we go round and round and round with those lives. And it reminds us, in a sense, not to take this life so seriously that we don't find the joy. So again, I picked the orange. Rafe said, "Oh, get something bright on." I've got some an earth colour on, and he said, "Get something bright on." And the orange is about connecting to the joy of life, the sense that while I'm breathing, it's not that bad. The sense of, yes, I know I've had to come here and go through this again, but hey, it'll be all right. I often have that feeling. And the sense of really wanting to enjoy a positive vibration. The flowers are out, spring's happening. The garden, my gardens. I've been in my garden, sitting in my garden with a cup of coffee frequently this week, just meditating or just allowing myself to feel the force of nature as the earth awakens in our part of the world. It's the earth's going to sleep in the southern hemisphere, but in the northern hemisphere we're getting it awake. And the new growth is coming, and that's for Rafe, that was one of the key things he wanted to say to me is, all this turbulent energy, what it brings us to, because it's the energy of change, is of course new beginnings when we let go. So we've had a beautiful, beautiful moon, a full moon, just an amazing full moon. And now we're in a waning moon, and that means the moon is shrinking, the light is shrinking, but that doesn't mean we have to shrink our light or lose the sense of light in our lives at all. What it means is that we can use this time to really get rid of the stuck. Speaking of which, I'm laughing because I don't throw anything away. I'm terrible. Really have to force myself to say, I don't need this packaging, or this can be recycled. I've been doing that this week. So you might have found yourself looking at things and going, do I really need this? Or do I like this anymore? Or with clothes, is this really me anymore? Because we've got new beginnings. And this is an excellent time over these next few days to look around and go, what am I going to get rid of? Because I want something new to come in. And of course, if we've got too much stuck energy, nothing new can get in because we're kind of full up, so to speak. So a lovely time to be releasing, using that rose quartz vibration, using that self-nurturing. Sorry, I'm giggling a little because in my head, because behind me there's a purple and silver picture. That's another one of the Earth's guardian angels, Tiffoniel, and she's been chuntering away at me from the from the picture. What she's wanting to do is encourage us to find that kind of self-love connection. We can shine our light far more beautifully if we're connected with the spark of light inside us, with our own love. If we love ourselves, we can live better from the heart. We can say it is going to be wonderful. Life is going to happen in beautiful ways. We can do these things. We can nurture ourselves. We can say, yeah, I want the new. I'm going to invite the new in by getting rid of the old. I'm absolutely going to let it all flow away, because all the new will flow back. And of course, we've got a cat here as well. This is Willow, who's decided to come and have just a look on camera because she likes being on camera. And she's also, interestingly, been a little bit needy this week. She's reacting to the energy. So you might find that your pets react as well, that they need a little bit more nurturing care, a little bit more tickles, perhaps a little bit of extra food, perhaps just a nice little chat to them, just to say, yeah, there's change going on, but it is actually okay. It's what we want to do. We want to change things. We want to move things out of our lives so the new can come in. and to help steady ourselves. I mean, I have 2 cats and a dog, and what they do for me is bring me this beautiful sense of loving reassurance and loyalty when I'm stroking them. It's very soothing, and I do feel like Rafe wants to bring that forward. Um, we have to soothe ourselves. It's something we have to learn as human beings, is how to comfort ourselves, how to keep that spark of it'll be all right going, that little encouraging flame of don't worry, whatever's going on, there will be a positive resolution. Because if we have that feeling of a positive resolution, even in the dark bits, we can hang on to something. We can anchor ourselves in the love and the positivity, and we can remind ourselves, hey, you've been through change before. You've been through all of this before. And actually, with your past life information, you get quickly to recognize that there's nothing new under the sun, that everything has been done. We've tried it all before in our previous lives, and what we bring into this life is that wisdom, so that when times are tough, when it seems like the light's been taken away or extinguished, we can actually say, no, somewhere, don't know where, but somewhere that light is still shining. And that helps us to reconnect back to the spirit within, and to remember that we can shine our light, and that will guide others to their own light. It's really important with all the world events and the scary stuff, I suppose. It's all root chakra. A lot of it's root chakra is to hold on to that sense of being a human being, of being here for the right reason at the right time, and knowing that if you shine your light even a little bit, someone else will see it and will have their darkness lightened. So with all the maybe angry, grumpy, fearful people you've experienced this week, it's to help you to say, you know what, I don't want to be in that frame of mind. I don't want to be in that emotional state. What I want to be is peaceful and calm. I want to nurture me so that I can share that love outwards. So, thinking in the next couple of days, particularly because there's a bit of a pause in the energy, a little bit smoother running, just ask yourself, what am I doing for me? Is it that I'm having a haircut? Am I having my nails done? Am I going out for a lovely coffee? Am I meeting a lovely friend? Am I watching a comedy programme? Am I reading a book I've had on the shelf for yonks and yonks and I still haven't read? What are you doing that's going to put something back into you? Tifoniel's mother love is around us all. She's a very, very powerful, nurturing archangel. And at times when I feel like I don't love myself, I call on her and say, look, I'm having a downer on myself. Would you just give me a blast of love, because I need something? And she always answers. She's always ready to remind us that mother love is there. Now, that doesn't mean your mother's there. Mine is in spirit. Or that your mother wasn't the mother you were expecting, or wasn't the mother you wanted to have. It is what it is, and sometimes we have to say it is what it is. But what I can take from the absence of mother love is to ask and receive mother love and get it in a different way. If I can't give it to myself, then I'm going to ask the angels, and especially Archangel Tifoniel, if she will send me the love, if she'll bring in that loving vibration and make me feel comforted, help me to soothe myself and to recognise that every now and again I've got to step out of life. I've got to step out of being of service to others and be of service to myself. This is the I am. This is the divine I am. Being of service to others is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's what we hope we can all be and do. It's what we're born with, that desire to help others. But in the beginning, we have to learn to help ourselves, and being able to give ourselves something, some treat, some comfort, some joy. That's what we have to learn. If we can learn it, then we can show others how to do it for themselves. And that circle of love keeps going round. I'm passionate about past lives. Rafe always giggles when I start on a past life soapbox. I'm passionate about past lives because in those lives, we've been working to the same end, to find the self-love, to step back from the criticism, the judgment, from maybe the start we got that wasn't the best start, the start that we got that was maybe juddery or broken, and to find within ourselves an opportunity to really love ourselves, to bring in that sense of connectedness to ourselves. We've got to connect with ourselves before we can connect to anybody else, human or non-physical or animal or the planet. We've got to. And then we can take that love ever forward. We can beam it out when we find that light within ourselves. So in the coming days, we're still going to be in turbulent energy. Stuff is unraveling now in the background. The energy is shifting, and it's actually running a lot more positive than it has been for many a month. It doesn't mean that our change process is over. It means that we are acclimatizing to the world as it is now. We're starting to accept the world has changed. We're starting to accept that we are different people than pre-COVID, pre-Ukraine. We're different. We're different than we were. We're starting to understand we are still an I am. We are still a being, a consciousness with a spark of spirit mixed in with our human. And that our spirit has seen all of this play out before. And we still haven't managed to wipe out humanity, even though it's played out for thousands and thousands of years. And what's the hope, what gives the light to us, is to understand that we are actually starting to recognise we need to love more. We need to nurture more. We need to nurture ourselves and love ourselves so we can give it to more people. We can share it. We are on the brink of a massive kind of energetic revolution, a tipping point. We still have one more challenge that's necessary to wake everybody up, but those of us who are already tuning in to give ourselves light, to give ourselves love, to understand our connection to everything else, to start to get a dim sense of oneness, togetherness, unity, community. We're a little bit a step of the ahead of quite everybody else. And, gradually or suddenly people will have to come onto the same page, because division will just drive us in completely the wrong direction. It will not make the misery go away. Misery is created by division. Misery is created by division, creating competition and greed and need, and this whole idea of scarcity and lack. That's what division brings forward, that I don't have enough and you've taken what I've got, so I want it back and I'm going to grab it back, and and you're the other and I'm me, and so Rafe wants to help you to understand that we're still in this turbulent energy. It may still feel like every morning you wake up, it's like, oh, what's going on in the world? Or, oh, I don't want to know what's going on in the world. But this is about helping you to come to a point of change where you say, actually, the person who really matters is me. I'm going to nurture me, and then I'm going to give whatever I can so that others may be able to nurture themselves. I'm a healer. I do healing treatments. For me, it's so beautiful to be able to give that flow of parashio balm energy, that beautiful healing treatment. But I can only give it when I'm making sure I've been receiving the healing for me too, because how can I transmit as much as possible if I'm carrying the extra energetic load, if I'm not in balance? And Rafe returns to that again. It's about the balance of give and receive. We're giving and receiving, giving and receiving. And when we all recognise that if we all receive and we all give, whatever, each according to his ability, whatever we can give and receive will shift us from this dividedness and into recognising we are all human beings and we all work together to create this reality. And if that's the case, we can change this reality by working together to make it different, by being inwardly a different, balanced, whole person instead of a divided person. And when we heal and are whole, we can help others to recognise what they need to heal so they can be whole. It's a huge piece of work, but you chose to be on the earth at this time. You chose to take on this mission. It's not about having a big messiah figure come in and say, I'm going to wave my magic wand and save you all. It's about each of us nurturing ourselves, being the I am that we authentically are, the I am that includes that spirit within, nurturing the spirit. So give yourself some quiet time. I love, one of the things I do in the garden is just sit and listen. Listen to my inner, listen for my inner voice, my higher self, my spirit, whatever you want to call it. That bit of me that remembers we're connected to a divine source of loving energy. That bit that reminds me, I think you might need Tiffonial just to come in and give you a bit of a cuddle. That's what is important for us to recognise. I am is comprised of not only the human, but also of the beautiful spirit who knows all the past lives, who understands what we've chosen and why we've chosen it in this life, and who wants us to find the joy, even in the darkest times. It's amazing how kind people are, how compassionate people are, of the random acts of kindness and the understanding and recognition that you could be in the same boat as that other person. Your own boat might be leaky and you're bailing like hell, but we're all bailing. There's a lovely saying, I'm not waving, I'm drowning. Well, we're all drowning a tiny little bit, but maybe it's time to see that we're waving, to say, I've got this. I am supported. I have the love I need that will be my life jacket to keep me afloat. That's what will change and save the world. Love. Unconditional, unreserved love. Sending to you from Tiffonial all the unconditional love you can handle. Take it in if you can. Take that love in the coming week. At those times when you feel like nobody loves me, remember she is there. standing with you, beaming the love into you, to remind you that you are always loved. I hope that you can take some of this evening's message. I'm always fascinated by what they say, what they give me to say, and always encouraged when I make these connections. And I hope that you can take some of that encouragement and help yourself through whatever your days are. Look after you. And on that note, I'm actually going to go away this weekend. I'm getting my 2 years postponed trip to Malta. Yay! So I am hoping to be live next Thursday. I'm on YouTube and Facebook at the moment, so I am hoping to be live next week. Things, energies permitting. And if not, just remember, love. That's all you need is love. And I've got the Beatles song in my head now. So I hope to see you next Thursday at some point. And if not, I will be back in a fortnight. Take care, everyone. Bye.